Good afternoon and welcome back to the Shay Stadium this week for the first Betfred Championship League game of 2026, Sunday the 1st of February against the Batley Bulldogs. Halifax looking to get back to winning ways in the league after a comprehensive display against London Chargers last week in the Cup, 88-0. Don't expect any scoreline like that today, but rugby league, you never know. Batley have had a mixed pre-season, same as us. They had one pre-season game against Dewsbury, which they won comfortably. They had an unforeseen bye first week out. They were supposed to play Featherstone, who obviously dropped out of the league, and they struggled to victory over Hunslet ALFC, Parkside to you and me, last week. So it's an intriguing game this week. Let's go through the teams first and foremost with the Panthers. Some intriguing choices made by Kyle Eastman, not least, first of all, sponsored by Reg and Jamie Buckle, number 3, Tanguy Zenon. Impressed last week when he moved to fullback, and Kyle Eastman's rewarded him with that slot. David Noffalu, we understand, not injured, just not selected. The back line, number 2, Ben Tibbs, sponsored by Barbara McKinley and Stuart Barker. Number 4, sponsored by Safe Houses Fostering, Alfie Johnson, fresh from a hat-trick last week. He's at centre alongside number 5, Charlie Graham, sponsored by John and Karen College. And 22, Darius Carter keeps his place on the other wing, sponsored by Rachel Smith. The halfbacks remain the same after slick halfback play. Number 6, still available, sponsored, Jesse Sorich. And number 17, after such a commanding performance last week, sponsored by Zenith Wealth Management, Miles Lawford. In the pack, exactly the same as last week. Number 8, sponsored by the Loose Goose, Will Calcott. 9, sponsored by Hanson Plywood, Adam O'Brien. And 12, sponsored by Holly Whiteley and Poppy Hare, Owen McCarran. In the back row, number 11 and captain, sponsored by On Point Fitness, Ben Crooks. 24, again available sponsor, Brad Day. Impressive last week on his debut. And number 14, continuing at loose forward, sponsored by West End Joiners, Tom Inman. On the bench of Fax, number 13, sponsored by Fat Cat Print, starting his RFL awarded testimonial year, Jacob Fairbank. Number 20, sponsored by Angie and James Costello, Theo Halafihi. 21, at the end, sponsored by Angie and James Costello, Ben Forster. Number 23, sponsored by Birchfield Services Limited, Leon Cowan. And 18th man, sponsored by Gecko Civil Engineering, Jack Hansen. And for the Bulldogs, number 6 at fullback, Ben Reynolds. On the wing, number 2, Joe Burton. And without a number at the moment, Will Oakes. Centres, 20, Jack Hudson. And 23, Felix Holt Ellis. Stand off, an ex-Halifax man, Ben White. And scrum half, number 7, Josh Woods. It's a big kicking game from him as the sides runs the field. In the pack, 17, Liam Kirk, and 13, Robson Stevens at prop, and 9, Alistair Leake at hooker. In the back row, always impressive, 15, Niall Flynn, 12, Lucas Welshaw, and a loose forward, number 21, Luke Atkinson. No Dane Manning for Batley. Big miss for them. And on the bench, number 1, Robbie Butterworth, 10, Luke Cooper, 19, Jonah Parsons, and 25, Akim Matiev. And 18th man, should have been needed, is Jay Hayward Scriven for James Ford's men. New coach of the Bulldogs. And James Ford. And the sides get underway. And Halifax are going to be playing the so-called wrong way. They're playing towards the south stand this first half. And the match official, Tara Jones. Hopefully she can keep control. It's always a feisty affair when Halifax play Batley. And the small but vocal away support singing their hearts out already as Halifax attacking the south stand. Miles Lawford's kick off. Drills it deep and long, collected by Burton. Handed on. It's a big frame of Liam Kirk, well handled by McCarran and Crooks. Leaks way to dummy half. Hands on to Walshaw. Walshaw well wrapped up, 3 men in defence there. Calcott, Inman and O'Brien. 15 metres out centre field. Big shot there. Lovely to see. McCarron starts off his 2026 as he left 2025. As Batley struggling to make it out their own 30 at the moment. Come back centre field. As Flynn takes his tackle. Last one for Batley. 15 metres shy of halfway. Goes back to Woods, left footed, behind the 30. Hangs in the air, collects on the full by Zennon on his own 20. That's a good defensive win there for Panthers, but it's a decent chase from Batley. As Halifax start to set 35 metres out from their own line. Here's Carter. And it's a forward pass, bad mistake. First set of possession for Halifax, it's a forward pass from the ruck from Miles Lawford. Bit of a breakdown in communications there. A bit of commentators cursed after saying what a great defensive set it was. Halifax have shot themselves in the foot, and it's a great attacking position, unexpected attacking position for Batley. Strum down centre field, 15 metres inside Halifax territory. There's a goal left from the scrum. There's Jack Hudson, put down by Lawford and Graham. Here's Robson Stevens wearing 13, but in the front row for the Bulldogs today, put down by McCarron. Where the way right, here's Woods. Finds Reynolds. Reynolds, great tackle by Tees, but it's going to be a penalty for a late hit in back play. Oh, next Halifax man, Ben White. And it's probably going to be the first point of the game as Batley, 20 metres out, banging front, will no doubt take the shot at goal. Although there's a bit of talk between them. No, they're going to tap and go. Wow. Batley testing their arm out here. First big test of Halifax's defence here. As Kirk takes it in, put down by Calcott, McCarron. As Batley charged towards the line there, Atkinson, no one was really putting any pressure on him. He gets put down 5 metres shy of the line. Inman involved. Here's Stevens again, finds Woods. Short ball to Walshaw. Walshaw tries to evade the tackle. Oh, Sorich, but Sorich does well to put his body in front of him. Calcott comes in to help as Batley, less than 5 out from the line. Disguised pass, but it's a good defence there. Have they got over the line? Batley, no, they're just short. Desperate defence there from O'Brien. Still tackles here for Batley, they spread it left. White grabs it through to the in-goal. Seddon's there to collect great full-back play. And Halifax survive that opening set of 6 on their own line. As Charlie Graham tries to make yards, but Bulldogs get there in numbers. Pushing back as Halifax still out their own 10-metre area here. Here's Ben Tibbs, great run there from Ben Tibbs. With interest there, gets Halifax out of relative danger. Quick play the ball, O'Brien finds Crooks. Crooks attacks the left-hand channel and gets put down by 2 Batley defenders. Woods finishing the tackle off. O'Brien comes back centre field. Inman, short ball to McCarron. McCarron twists the tackle and finds a 40-metre line for Fax. Last one goes back to Lawford. Lawford has time to put his kick in, digs over the top. Nice play for Lawford. It bounces up. It bounces behind. It gets to McCarron. But the referee, Tara Jones, rules there was a knock-on by Lawford. But nice little play there from Lawford. Good heads-up rugby there. Evaded the Batley chase and fancied a little chip and chase at the expense of field position, but it's not bad to see there. Halifax half-back trusting themselves with ball in hand as Batley go past halfway. Through Stevens. Gets put down. Leak jumps on out from dummy half. Steals 10-15 metres or so. Put down by Inman and Crooks as Batley. The lion's share of possession so far. Woods drops off for Kirk. Kirk stopped by 3 Halifax men. Calcott downstairs. O'Brien and Inman upstairs. And the goal left for the quick play of the ball. Woods. And back to White. Third on to Reynolds. Hot potato stuff and Batley spill the ball. Goes out. Harmless in a touch. 20 metres out. And Halifax's defence survive again. But Batley not afraid to throw the ball about in close quarters. The set starts again, centre field, 20 metres, play the ball from Calcott. Crooks makes 10 metres or so from the play the ball. O'Brien goes blind to Alfred Johnson, first touch of the ball for him after his hat-trick last week. Makes decent yards, gets to within 5 of halfway. Quick play the ball to O'Brien, finds Sorich, short ball to Calcott, and Calcott will drive it in past halfway. Put down by 3 Batley defenders. Fine for a quick play the ball, and referee Tara Jones signals 6 again. Here's Sorich. Gets out one tackle but gets brought down by another as Halifax start to set off 10 metres inside Batley territory. Here's McCarron off the short ball from Inman. Batley putting lots of numbers into the tackle. Physical threat from Halifax. O'Brien shoots right and goes left. Finds Sorich, sets back on the inside. Jesse Sorich poses off through one, and Crooks is there. Oh! Last gap defence from Batley, but Halifax, they're knocking on the door here. Oh, and it goes to Calcott. And Calcott scores, but quite rightly, it's going to be chalked off. Not for the first time this season, Adam O'Brien wanted the flat-faced ball. McCarron got in the way, it bounced off him into the hands of Calcott, who dived over the line. But the referee, Tara Jones, correctly called the forward pass. Well, wasn't it a forward pass, it was deflected off him. But Jesse Sorich showing glimpses of his potential as Batley from the scrum, 10 metres from their own line. Crooks puts his body on the line alongside Alfred Johnson. As Halifax would put pressure on the defence, roared on by that South Stand crowd. Calcott and Inman puts down the runner of Burton it was. Centre field again, here's Kirk. Calling for an high tackle from Crooks, but Tara Jones keeps the whistle away from her mouth. He goes on the 4th, back to Woods, kicks behind the 30s, looking for territory. It's a great kick. Bounces twice into the arms of Tanguy Zenon, and Zenon looks to counter-attack. He's got Carter in support. Throws a dummy, but it's a good tackle coming in from Walshaw. There's a Batley man gone down. Innocuously so. I think he must have just got his head in the wrong place. And both sides screaming for the referee to stop play. And play will stop. It's been a frantic first 8 minutes here at the Shay. Still 0-0. Batley with the majority of possession and territory. It just gives both sides a chance just to catch the breath, get some water on board. Well, we're going off head injury assessment. I think it's Felix Ellis, the right centre for Batley. I don't think he wants to come off, but he's been forced from the field by the medical staff from Batley. It's going to be Robbie Butterworth that comes onto the field in his place. And Zenon will play the ball 30 metres out from his own line. Here's Carter again. First proper touch of the ball. He makes some good yards here, Darius Carter. Good yards after contact. Fine for a quick play the ball. O'Brien finds Calcott wide. But he'll charge past halfway, Will Calcott. O'Brien waits a dummy half. Goes right again. Inman takes the line. Finds Lawford. Finds Brad Day on the charge. With decent defence there from Batley. Halifax less than 30 metres out of the Batley line already. Here's McCarron. Straight from the play the ball. Gets Halifax inside the 20. Last one for the Panthers. Goes left to Inman. Inman out the back to Sorich. He lets the ball bounce. Zenon gets the ball away to Tibbs. Knocks it backwards, Ben Tibbs. Chips over the top. Looking for the chasers. Collected by Ben Reynolds, and Reynolds wants the counter-attack. Gets away from one, but Miles Lawford completes the tackle. So it's McCarron and Lawford at marker. And completes the second tackle alongside Inman. Here's Burton, big shot coming in there from Calcott. Again, the Batley players wanting a penalty, but none forthcoming from the referee. Here's a man with no number, Will Oakes. He gets brought down by Dane Graham, just shy of halfway. White drops off for Kirk, great tackle down low by Graham again, finished off by Day up top. Last tackle for Batley, just inside the Halifax half. White puts it high, Zenon waits underneath, collects comfortably enough on his own 10 metre line. But there's a wall of maroon and gold in front of him. As Batley just playing the percentage as well. Here's Graham. Ball goes wide. Tibbs on. Johnson spills the ball. Bit of an hospital ball there from Ben Tibbs. And Alfred Johnson can't do much of that as the error count for Halifax is shooting up. Still 0-0 after the first 10 minutes here at the Shay. And Batley will have the scrum down. 10 metres inside the Halifax half, centre field. Josh wants to feed. Wants a leak at the base of the scrum. Finds White. Short ball to Hudson. Hudson gets brought down by Bradley and Miles Lawford. Come back centre field. Here's number 21, Luca Atkinson. Gets within 25 of the line. Put down by McCarron. The goal right to Woods. Woods takes to the line. Eller back to White. Further on to Reynolds. Reynolds throws a dummy, but Sorich is wise to it alongside Alfred Johnson, who brings him down just outside the 10. Quick play the ball. Burton runs from dummy half himself towards centre field. Gets offload away to Kirk, and Kirk, big contact there from McCarron up top. Batley 5 metres away from the line, centre field. They go right to Woods. Woods, Aller back to Reynolds. Reynolds finds Butterworth. Butterworth finds Burton, and Burton's going to be in. No, he isn't. Great defence there from Halifax, but I think if he had this time again, Joe Burton, I think he just dived earlier. He just had that little bit of hesitation at the line, and that gave the Halifax defender, I think it was Zenon and Tibbs, enough time to push him out of the touch. Meanwhile, Alfred Johnson is down in back play. Batley nearly taking advantage of the overlap created by Johnson being down. He's just getting seen to by the physios. I think it might be his shoulder, it looks like. And that'll be a big miss if Alfred Johnson can't continue. There's no one warming up, so it may be A-OK, but no, it is. Oh, that's not a good sign. His shirt's being rolled up to keep his arm elevated. Oh, it looks like a dislocated shoulder maybe, I don't know, but Alfred Johnson will depart and Leon Cowan will come onto the field, and no doubt Ben Crooks. Ben Crooks will go back into the centre. As Charlie Graham plays the ball, as Brad Day makes a good charge, as Alfred Johnson going straight down the tunnel. Yeah, he just pointed to his shoulder. That does not look good at all. As Leon Cowan first touch of the field, great run there by the St Helens loanee. As Fags find themselves 10 metres from halfway. Here's Inman, takes the line, finds Sorich. Oh, Lucas Walshaw picks him out of beauty. O'Brien finds Calcott. A bit too deep, but I don't think he was expecting that, Will Calcott. Gets brought down just shy of halfway. Last one for Halifax. Goes back to Lawford. Lawford under pressure from Atkinson. It goes high. Reynolds allows it to bounce and it goes over the touchline. 15 metres away from the back of the line, so it's not that bad a result there for Halifax. Very, very attritional first 13 minutes here. It's still 0-0. With both sides just feeling each other out. Batley play the ball. Goes to Butterworth, and Butterworth takes 3 men to put him down. Sorich, Calcott and McCarron. Burton goes back centre field. Again met by Calco up top. Lingman goes downstairs. And it's O'Brien there to finish the tackle off. And Tyra Jones had enough. Messing around to play the ball and gives the second penalty of the game. Both going the way of Batley Bulldogs. As Reynolds boots the ball into touch and Batley will start the set 5 metres inside the Halifax half. Butterworth taps, finds Woods. Drops off. Atkinson gets put down. Sorry, that was Robson-Stevens. Woods again, finds Kirk. Great tackle down low by McCarron, finished off up top by Calcott. Centre field, 35 metres away from the Halifax line. They spread it left. White, short ball to Flynn, and Flynn gets put down by Brad Day and Adam O'Brien. Alongside Miles Lawford as Batley inside Halifax 30. White runs across field, showing and going, finds Woods. Short ball to Walshaw. Middle top by McCarron. Calcott goes downstairs as Batley creep ever close to Halifax line. Leak jumps out from dummy half and finds Kirk. Gets the offload away, does Kirk. Leak covers the thing goal, looking for the chase, but it's going to be too far. Bit of a poor kick, rush kick there from Meister Leak. And Halifax on a 7 tackle set from the 20 metre tap, and Zennon's wasting no time. He gets put down on the 30 metre line. Here's Tibbs. Great yards again from Ben Tibbs. Gets past the 40 and quick play the ball. Lawford at dummy half, finds Crooks, and Crooks back at centre but running like a second row there. Will take Halifax past halfway. Another quick play the ball. O'Brien, long ball to Inman. Inman takes to the line, dummies, and just takes the tackle on the Batley 40. O'Brien waits a dummy half, goes centre field to Cowan, and Cowan will steal a good 10 metres there. Leon Cowan. The Batley defence not shooting up as quick as they were. 25 metres away from the line. Lawford puts it high. Looking for the chase of Sorich and Zennon, but Reynolds is there to collect. But he's tackled straight away from Jesse Sorich. As the South Stand roar to encourage the Halifax defence, and the responding kind through Zennon and Calcott. Here's Oakes, and Oakes. Big collision there. Brad Day involved alongside Leon Cowan, which is a quick play of the ball. The goal blind is now Flynn. Will take Batley to their own 30. Another quick play of the ball. Here's White. Short ball to Stevens, who hits and spins. Halifax getting bodies in that tackle there. Cowan, O'Brien and Day. Last one for Batley. It goes back to Reynolds behind his own 40. Kicks downfield, evades Zennon. It's a great kick there from Ben Reynolds. Rolling across the floor, and Zennon collects. Thought about the pass to Carter, but Zennon will just take his own tackle on his own 20 metre line. Here's Carter running centre field. Tries to bump off one, but the tackle's made. 25 metres shy of halfway. Here's Charlie Graham, footwork at the line, pulls his nose through. Batley defence struggling to get to grips with him. Quick play the ball. O'Brien finds Sorich, drops off at McCarron, and McCarron will take Halifax up to halfway. Batley still to play the ball down. O'Brien shoots right and goes left. Sorich chips towards the corner. Measured kick, but Reynolds is there to win. It's a great chase there from the kicker Sorich alongside Ben Crooks. As Halifax playing Batley at their own game, just playing the territory. As Sorich working hard from marker. Puts down Burton alongside Calcott. Here's Butterworth. Just a wall of blue and white in front of him. O'Brien and him with a tackle there. Here's number 20, Jack Hudson. Hudson runs into Cowan and Calcott. Come back centre field to Batley as Luke. As Stevens takes the tackle on halfway. Goes back to Woods. Woods drills the left foot kick towards Zennon. Zennon collects, hands it on to Carter, and Carter will look to counter attack, looking for a gap in the armour, but there's a decent chase there from Batley, and Carter gets put down his own 20. Here's Tibbs. Tibbs tries to go between two Batley defenders, and Tyra Jones pings Batley for offside, and it's Halifax's first penalty of the game on the 18-minute mark. Manner from Evan there. As Lawford will take Fax comfortably past halfway with the with the kick to touch. As Ben Crooks taps and goes, but too fast for Tara Jones. She wants Batley to be set in defence. And Crooks taps and hands it on to McCarran, and McCarran will drive it past the 30-metre line. Best start to attacking set for a while for Halifax to go blind. Sorich throws a dummy. Call for a high tackle from Halifax players, none forthcoming. As is McCarran again, straightens up. Will take Halifax into the 10-metre zone. O'Brien. Long ball to Calcott, further on to Lawford. Lawford throws a dummy. Just back on the inside, here's Denon. Brad Day overran it, but Halifax just reset again. Less than 5 metres out to the right hand side of the post. Here's Cowan, Leon Cowan. Looking for his first try in Halifax colours. Last one for Halifax. They've got the overlap on this left hand side if they can spread it there. Lawford gives it through. It's going to be McCarran, and McCarran gets over. No, he's dropped it in goal. Oh, it looked for all money. We're going to be a try, but Tyra Jones was right there. Signal the knock on, and Batley will get the 7 tackle set from the 20-metre tap. Best attacking chance of the game so far as Ben White steals 15 metres from the tap. As Batley picking up the pace, here's Oakes. In the blink of an eye, Batley are at halfway from that tap. Inman with a tackle, the goal left. Great tackle again from Tom Inman. On Hudson. As the ball shifts right, Woods finds Reynolds, takes to the line. One ball to Butterworth, great tackle there from Ben Crooks. Got off one tackle and went into the other. Brilliant play by the captain. Burt from dummy half finds Woods. Short ball to Kirk, great tackle down low from Crooks. But Kirk gets the ball away again. Leak takes on his opposite number, O'Brien and Inman. Stop 15 metres away from the line. Scrappy play the ball. Referee just says, just get up and play. Here's Woods. Long ball to Burton, and Burton's going to score this time. And Joe Burton, from a long, lofted Josh Woods pass, it bounced on the floor, but they worked the overlap well. And Joe Burton finally gets the first try this afternoon on the 20-minute mark. And it had been coming. Both sides knocking on the door. And just as Halifax thought they'd taken the lead from Owen McCarran, from a nice little grubber kick from Miles Lawford, referee ruled it, knocked on over the line. And Batley have gone straight upfield and scored to take the lead. To the delight of those Batley fans in the south stand. 4 points to 0 with a kick to come. But it's a tricky first assignment for Ben Reynolds on this near touchline. As Jacob Fairbank comes onto the field for Will Calcott. And Luke Cooper comes on for Liam Kirk. And it's his offloads that have enabled Batley to get a little bit of decent play in Halifax territory. As Reynolds shifts up for the kick. 22 metres out. Right on that. This near touchline. Drills it through. Has it got through the post? It hasn't. It's just gone to the left hand side. So the score remains after 22 minutes here at the Shays. Halifax Panthers 0, Batley Bulldogs 4. As Halifax gets back underway through Lawford, it's a spiralling kick. Burton underneath it, the try scorer just takes it himself to centre field where 3 Halifax men are waiting for him. Cowan, O'Brien and Inman. Here's Stevens, hit and spin again, but Fairbank and Day are wise to it. White, long ball out to Hudson. Hudson sets on the inside, but important tackle coming in there from Darius Carter, does well. White, Gunsland Field. Hits it on to Stevens. Stevens will bring Batley to halfway. And 6 again for Batley as well. Tyra Jones ruling too much, messing around at the play of the ball, and Batley, another 6 tackles in Halifax territory. A leak finds number 21 Atkinson. 3 men pulling down. Inman, Cowan and O'Brien as Batley 25 metres out centre field. Reynolds has broken late to the right hand side. Woods finds Reynolds. They create the overlap again. Oh, and Ben Tibbs knocks it on, but the referee's come back for a penalty for obstruction. Well, it'd be interesting to see what would happen if Ben Tibbs had caught that, but Ben Tibbs jumped out of the line, all or nothing play, because if he had missed it, Batley were walking in, but it mattered not as the referee given a penalty for crossing as Ben Reynolds scheming from fullback. And again, Tyra Jones is wanting a really set penalty there as Ben Kruggs is losing his rag a little bit at Tyra Jones. Taps and goes and gets within 5 metres of halfway. Here's McCarron, denied a try a few minutes ago, gets put down on halfway by Luke Cooper. O'Brien finds Fairbank, further on to Lawford, on to Sorich. Short ball today as the Batley defence shot up out the back. The Reed and Halifaxers move out the back, so they go to the front. Lawford finds Fairbank. Ooh, just keeps hold as Jacob Fairbank under pressure from Walshaw. 30 metres out centre field. O'Brien to his right and goes left. Finds Inman, and Inman gets put on his back by the Batley defence. Last one for Halifax. It goes back to Lawford. Lawford pulls it high, looking for the chase. And Charlie Graham collected by Reynolds, and a perfect tackle there from Charlie Graham. Time to perfection. Inch perfect kick from Miles Lawford. When Ben Reynolds had to take in the field of play, and Charlie Graham, right on schedule, makes the tackle, pushes him back in goal. Forced the first goal line dropout of the afternoon. As Ben Reynolds is taking all the time possible. He's doing absolutely nothing wrong, but it's not endearing himself to that South Stand crowd. Lawford collects on the Batley 40, on the forehands, onto Fairbank. Runs it in, the testimonial man. Great run there by Bobby, puts Halifax 25 metres out. Here's Lawford. Finds Sorich. McCarron on the angle. Great shot there by Cooper. Halifax start side of 20. Here's Cowan. Thought about the pass to Fairbank. Fairbank taken out off the ball, but the referee will give the penalty for the shot off the ball. She's having a good game, is Tyra Jones. She's seen everything. And Halifax will have the tap penalty 10 metres away from the Bulldogs line. O'Brien taps and finds Fairbank. Throws a dummy. Attracts 3 Batley defenders who put him down 5 metres away from the line. The South Stand crowd expects O'Brien, short ball to Cowan. Oh, it seemed to open up for Cowan, but he applied the brakes. Batley defence deal with it so far. O'Brien finds Inman, and Inman put down by Walshaw. A total mismatch of bodies there. O'Brien finds Sorich, onto Zenon. Zenon finds Tibbs. Lovely play, lovely fullback play by Tanguy Zenon. Puts in Ben Tibbs for the equalising score. They were knocking on the door, Halifax. Down the middle, and they put it left. Lawford found Sorich onto Zenon, and Zenon, with a lovely double pump, putting it down into the Batley minds, and picked out a perfect pass for Ben Tibbs to walk over in the corner for his second try at 2026. And it was just what Halifax needed. And Tanguy Zenon staking a claim for that full-back slot. No David Nofaluma, but Halifax aren't necessarily missing him in the moment, because that was beautiful full-back play by Zenon. Lovely double pump, and then freeing Tibbs in the corner as Tom Inman, after being absolutely battered by Lucas Walshaw, comes off the field to be replaced by the impressive Ben Forster. As Lawford tight on this left hand side, right on the touchline, 20 metres out. strikes the ball, but he's just sliced it to the wrong side of the posts. So the score remains here after 28 minutes to this first half. Halifax Panthers 4, Batley Bulldogs 4. As Alfie Johnston comes back out of the changing rooms with a big Arsene Wenger subcoat on, the right arm not through the right sleeve, so that tells you everything. I don't think we'll be seeing Alfie Johnston again today. So Halifax down to 16 for the rest of this game. Lawford collects the kickoff, hands it on to Forster off the back fence. Oh, another big hit from Cooper, but Forster rides it well. So that was Cowan, my mistake. Stocks down, love it. As Brad Dale take Halifax to the 30. Here's Lawford, short ball. This is Forster this time. Makes some good yards there, Forster couldn't play the ball. Halifax trust his left hand side again. They've got numbers if they use them, but McCarron sets back on the inside, bumps off the challenger Cooper. O'Brien finds Sorich, showing and going, finds Forster again, and Forster, great yards after contact. Last one for Fax, 35 metres away from the Batley line. Goes back to Sorich, and Sorich puts up a high left-footed bomb. Reynolds under pressure, brilliant tackle there from Crooks. Forcing the knock on, brilliant tackle there. And again, the Halifax chase is to perfection there. Reynolds has stayed down after that. I don't think there was anything wrong with it. And Ben Crooks leading by example there. And a great attacking position here for Halifax to take the lead. It was a high-hanging Jesse Sorich bomb from the left foot. He looked to have been taken late by the Batley defence. But Ben Reynolds, wearing 6 at his back, not a normal full-back. He's okay to continue. And Ben Crooks, he's been seen to as well, but put his body on the line. Leading by example, the captain. Brilliant, brilliant play in Halifax. We'll have to play the ball. Sorry, we'll have the scrum. 10 metres away from the back of the line as Ben Reynolds is playing pantomime villain at the moment with the south stand. What have Halifax got up the sleeve here? Scrum down 10 metres away, centre field. Sorich to feed. They've lined up on that right hand side. O'Brien fizzes it to Lawford. Lawford, short ball to Graham, and Graham will get put down 5 metres shy of the line. Lawford finds O'Brien, short ball to Cowan, and Cowan nearly breaking through. Important tackle coming in there from Stevens and Cooper. O'Brien finds Sorich, sets back on the inside of Walshaw. What? Sorich, oh! Great footwork there from Sorich. As Halifax knocking on the door. Here's Fairbank, throws a dummy. The ball comes loose. And just the ball. There was definitely an hand in there from Luke Cooper. As Ben Reynolds turns round to the Halifax fans in that south stand with a big grin on his face. As Jacob Fairbank needs better ball security there. Luke Cooper, another old campaigner, using the sly arts there, and Batley survive. Now can Halifax push up in defence? Good run there from Oakes, eventually put down by Graham. As Hudson, big shot coming in there from Fairbank, looking to make amends for the error. Burton comes centre field from dummy half. Cowan and Forster involved again. Scrappy play the ball once more, no markers. So the Batley man, Jonah Parsons, will jump upfield into Halifax territory. Here's Cooper. Forster downstairs, O'Brien, then Cowan upstairs. Last tackle of Batley, 10 metres inside the Halifax half. Woods puts boot to ball. High hanging kick. Tibbs collects. Good chase by Butterworth. Tibbs looking for a gap in the Batley defence, but it's put down unceremoniously by Robson Stevens, who's really putting himself about this first half. Here's Carter. A big contact on him, but he rides it well. Quick play of the ball. Here's Crooks from centre field. Rides the tackle well of Walshaw. Gets quick play of the ball too. O'Brien jumps up and dummy half. Looking for offside, but Tara Jones lets play go on. But he gives a penalty now for messing around the play of the ball. She's been really consistent. These penalties at the ruck. New directives from the RFL. Wanted to speed up the play of the ball, the ruck area, and she's refereed it really well so far. As Lawford boosts the ball to touch, will take Halifax past halfway. And Tibbs brings inside to Crooks, who taps and goes himself. Takes 3 Batley men to stop his progress. They can't put him down, so Crooks will play the ball on the 30-metre line. O'Brien finds Sorich, drops it off for Fairbank. Fairbank keeps hold this time. 25 metres out. O'Brien pointing. That's the way he wants the ball, but he goes the other way. Lawford finds Cowan, gets the ball away. Lawford hands it wide to Day, who sets back on the inside. Brad Day will take Halifax inside Batley's 10-metre zone. Zenon a dummy half, goes himself. Zenon keeping the Batley defence alert. Here's Charlie Graham from dummy half. Can he get over the line? Charlie Graham is over, but he's held up. 2 dummy half charges as the Halifax left-hand side screaming for the ball out here. Ben Crooks has got his arm up, wanting the ball. Last one for Fax. Lawford kicks across, collected by Reynolds, and does well to get back in the field of play. Great play there from Reynolds. As Walshaw looks to make yards off field and does. 4 Halifax men into the tackle. Such a big unit, Lucas Walshaw. Fairbank completed the tackle, but again, the referee, Tara Jones, messing round at the ruck. Just too long at the play of the ball. Just getting Batley out of danger. Well, relative danger. They've only made 10 metres or so from that penalty. Is Cooper. Great shot there from Leon Cowan. The ball comes loose, so that's a knock on, and it is. Brilliant shot there from Leon Cowan. Forcing the error off Luke Cooper, who's filthy with himself. He's been done like he did Jacob Fairbank there. Luke Cooper. As the errors mount up for both sides, Halifax attacking scrum here, 30 metres out from the line, centre field. Again, they've stacked it right. O'Brien from the back of the scrum finds Lawford. Lawford straightens up, out the back to Zenon. Zenon attacks out wide. Tanguy Zenon, and broke through, and Tanguy Zenon provided the first try, scores the second, and takes the lead for Halifax. 8 points to 4 with a kick to come. Brilliant play by the Frenchman. Lovely play from the scrum. The ball went out the back, and Zenon had enough pace to go out the outside and enough strength to break through the tackle to get over the line to take the lead for Halifax. Less than 5 minutes to go till half time. Brilliant timing. And Tanguy Zenon. Brilliant full-back play to create the first try for Ben Tibbs. And equally great outside back play to get over the line just shy of half time. Brilliant play. And Cal Miles Lawford turn this 4 into 6. 10 metres inside the right touchline, 18 metres out. Can he get it this time? Yes, he can. Lawford's off the mark for the afternoon. And with 4 minutes to go till half time, Halifax finally in the lead, 10 points to 4. As Batley through Ben Reynolds to kick off. Deep kick to the left hand side. Lawford collects his own in goal, hands it on. to Cowan, and Cowan, it was his tackle on Luke Cooper that set it all in motion. Here's Zennon, hands it on to Forster. Making such an impact, the two substitutes, Forster and Cowan, socks down, they mean business as O'Brien jumps out from dummy half. Great run there from Adam O'Brien. Gets Halifax within 10 metres of halfway. Zennon finds Lawford, and Lawford, lovely measured kick towards touchline. Brilliant play. Great set off the points there. Halifax not getting too giddy. Less than 3 minutes to go. Still Halifax 10, Batley 0. In fact, Batley 4, sorry. Blimey. And Batley will play the ball 15 metres out from their own line. Big shot coming in there from Jacob Fairbank. Held out by O'Brien, who's run from dummy half, really set things in motion for Halifax to keep Batley away from their own line. Forced with attack on Cooper there. Parsons finds Stevens. Stevens again hits and spins but gets put down. Fairback down low. Brad Day and Cowan up top. As Batley make the way into Halifax territory. Here's White. Takes the line on. Great tackle coming in from Lawford. Finished off by O'Brien. Last one for Batley. 30 metres out for the line. The referee calls to play the ball back. I'm not too sure why. That'd be filthy if I were Batley there. He's just lost all the momentum there. Goes back to Woods, and Woods puts it high. Towering kick. Zennon underneath. Collects well. Evades the chase as well. Needs to go down, otherwise he's going to go into the touchline. Gets the ball away for Carter. Brilliant play. Referee rules he was held before being dragged into touch. Playing with fire a little bit there, Tanguy Zennon. Here's Carter again. Rides the tackle well, does Carter. Put down on his own 10 metre line. Here's Charlie Graham. Met by Cooper and Walshaw. It's put down 15 metres out away from his own line. Lawford at dummy half goes blind to Brad Day, and Brad Day, a great run there for the new signing Brad Day. Come up to the last minute of the first half. Here's Fairbank, short ball to Forster. Forster makes the break. Still going Forster. Oh, he needs a tackle. Can he go all the way? Ben Forster. Forster gets the ball out. Oh, it bounces. Lawford kicks it in. This is going to be a brilliant try. What a try that would have been. Batley kicked the ball dead. But what a passage of play. Jacob Fairbank took the ball right to the line, handed to Forster, and Forster powered through the line. His big long legs carried him away from the defence. Went past the challenger Ben Reynolds. Maybe he should have held on, but they've got the ball out. It went behind the chasers, bounced once. Miles Lawford kicked the ball into the in-goal area, but the Batley man just have managed to kick the ball dead. 13 seconds left this first half. Lawford hands it on to Cowan, and Cowan will take the ball in. Can Halifax get one more tackle? Will they go for a drop goal? Here's Fairbank. Fairbank gets off to Forster, and Forster, long ball. Crooks collects. Crooks, it's open up free, and Ben Crooks is going to score right on the half-time eater. What a captain's knock. Brilliant try. They deserved the try before the last set, and he could say that's poetic justice. As that's left Batley shell-shocked. They stood hands on hips, hands on knees. What a try. The hooter went. Jacob Fairbank was in 7 minds as to what he was going to do. Got the ball away. He rolled across the front ground. Forced to get the ball back out to Crooks. And just like Moses in the Bible, the waves seemed to part. And Ben Crooks turning back the ears, waltzing towards the line. And Halifax going into half time with a slender 10 points to 4 lead. Are going to go in 16 points to 4 up. What a momentum shift that could be. And Miles Lawford from bang in front should tag on the 2, which he does. And what a pulsating first half that was. A half of two halves, you could say. First 20 minutes, very, very attritional. But Batley shaded it territorially and got the reward as Joe Burton went over in the corner. But ever since then, Halifax have got into the stride. Ben Tibbs went over after brilliant fullback play from Tanguy Zenon. And then provider turned scorer as Zenon scored straight from the scrum, too fast and too strong for the Batley defence. Lawford converted that time and then right on the hooter. Ben Crooks scored what could be the turning point try of this game. Alfred Johnson left the field with a suspected dislocated shoulder. We won't see him again. That's the only sour note, but the half-time score here at the Shay Stadium is Betfred Championship round 2 clash. It's Halifax Panthers 16, Batley Bulldogs 4. Welcome back to the Shay Stadium for the second half of this round 2 Betfred Championship clash, where Halifax hold a 16 points to 4 lead after entertaining first half, especially the last 10 minutes or so. We could have seen a very early contender try the season if hands were stuck, but Halifax through Ben Tibbs, Tanguy Zenon and Ben Crooks. Miles Lawford with 2 conversions against the Joe Burton try for Batley. All the 16 points to 4 lead as Ben Reynolds gets us back underway. Lawford collects and on to Leon Cowan, who's had a great game off the bench. Leon Cowan puts Bonn on the line once again. Here's Zenon, finds Forster, who's had a brilliant impact off the bench. His break and near try will live long in the memory here as Sorich finds McCarron, hits and spins, but the Batley men get bodies in there. Here's Sorich, runs crossfield, shows and goes on to Fairbank, and Fairbank will get brought down just past the 30. O'Brien finds Forster, and Forster finds Lawford. Brad Day back on the angle, and Day will get brought down just shy of halfway. Last one for Halifax. Goes back to Sorich, he'll put boot to ball. Left foot, deep towards the corner. Reynolds collects on the full, but it's a decent chase from the Halifax men as Reynolds rides the tackle well, plays ball 25 metres away from his own line. Here's Oakes, takes on Graham and Day. Force comes in for reinforcements, but he gets brought down his own 30. Parsons waits and finds Burton, jugles with the ball but keeps hold as Cowan and Fairbank put him down. Here's Stevens, who's had a great game for Batley, to take him past halfway. Strappy play the ball, and Tara Jones again consistent with the ruck is this referee. 6 again for Batley, and Batley will carry on making inroads into Halifax territory. Here's Reynolds, finds Hudson will take on that side. Great tackle there from Lawford, had to be, as Batley 15 metres away from the line. White, short ball to Flynn, and Flynn charges at the line, but great tackle down low by O'Brien, finished off by Forster. Batley less than 10 out. Here's Woods, short ball to Cooper, great tackle coming in there from the Halifax defence. It was Leon Cowan again, Batley with the men over here. Long ball out into touch. Ben Reynolds got his radar all wrong there, but he's going to come back for a penalty now to the Bulldogs. Tara Jones ruling Halifax offside. As Batley less than 5 out for the line now, and knocking on the door once more. Woods out of the back to White, further on to Reynolds. They spill the ball again, and that's definitely a knock on. And Tara Jones will give the knock on this time. Great pressure in defence out wide from Halifax. just gave the Batley attack no time at all to catch and pass. And Will Oakes, the man without a number, spill the ball, and Halifax get the ball back through a scrum on their own 10 metre line. Goes left to Crooks, and Crooks gets dumped on his back by Walshaw. Gets up rather gingerly as Ben Crooks. I don't think he liked that. Great run there from McCarron, who's worked hard as always. Here's Forster, centre field. Thought about the pass, but just carries on. Rides the tackle well of Parsons and Stevens. Plays the ball on the 40. Here's Fairbank. Finds Lawford. Out the back to Zenon. Zenon evades the Batley man shooting out. And Jack Hudson. Play the ball on halfway. Here's Fairbank. Shows the ball and just keeps hold this time. Halifax 10 metres inside the Batley half. Last tackle. O'Brien goes back for Lawford. Lawford puts it high. Bringing Charlie Graham on to chase. Wood Oakes collects and Graham's there again. Not for the first time this game. Charlie Graham perfectly timed chase. Big shot coming in there from Leon Cowan, I think it was. Here's Burton. Takes on Cowan. Fairbank downloads, complete the tackle. That looks a bit forward from the ruck. The play count continues. Butterworth with a great yards there for Batley, relieving yards for Batley. Parsons at the play of the ball, and McCarron stayed there too long. And Ben Crooks is having a word with referee Tara Jones here. They're asking her what can McCarron do in times like that, but at least he's got to make an attempt to roll away. Like I said before, RFL directive this year is to massively clean up the ruck, to speed up the pace of the game, and we've seen it in full force today. I think it's 9 penalties in total. I'd say a good half, 2/3 of those are from messing around the ruck, as Batley through Stevens will rampage into Halifax's 30. Quick play the ball to Parsons, finds Woods, shows and goes at the line, finds Reynolds. Reynolds steps through the gap, but it's an important tackle coming in from Jesse Sorich as Batley 5 away from the line. And Ben Reynolds, his old man, Tyra Jones there, winning a 6 again. But don't put yourself in those positions. It's another 6 again. 2 6 agains in 2 tackles. As Halifax is not learning the lesson of clearing out the ruck. He goes right, White finds Woods. Surely that's crossing. The tackle's made, play continues. I think as Walshaw gave himself up, the referees allow play to continue. Here's Woods again. Short ball. It's Atkinson. Still tackles in the bag here for Batley. Stevens finds White, onto Reynolds, on ball to Hudson. Great tackle coming in for Darius Carter. Shot off his wing and had to make the tackle. Still tackles here for Batley. Play on as Oakes uses the Batley dummy runner. Last tackle for Batley. Less than 5 out. White finds Woods. Woods goes it through. Collected by Crooks. It goes backwards. And are Batley going to score? No, Halifax concede a goal line dropout. Panic stations in defence. As Kyle Eastman is going to make 2 changes here. Calcott and Halafihi coming on for Cowan and Fairbank. And Fairbank shaking his head and he comes off. I don't think he wants to come off at all. The Halifax with a goal line dropout with Tangai Zenon. Deep dropout there, collected by Woods on his own halfway. As Halifax put numbers into the tackle. Cowan, Halafihi and Calcott. Here's Stevens, short ball to Cooper. Takes on his ex-teammate Brad Day. Gets put down thanks to Adam O'Brien and Charlie Graham there. Here's Woods again. Takes to the line. Out the back to White. Third on to Reynolds. wide out to Butterworth, and Butterworth sets back on the inside, but Brad Day Crooks makes the tackle, sorry. Here's Woods. Simple ball. To a 24. Well, there's no 24 on my team sheet, so I don't know who that is. It must be Akim Matviev. Named as 25. Woods takes to the line. Great tackle coming from Charlie Graham on Ben White. Like an exit missile there, Charlie Graham. Important tackle. Last one for Batley. Goes out to Oaks. Goes on the ground as Calcott dives on the floor. Don't know what Calcott were doing there. Is Tara Jones going to give a knock on in favour of Batley? Oh, she is as well. Blimey. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. She's getting the boos off this Shay crowd as Tara Jones. And that's the first decision of hers I've questioned. I think she's been pretty damn good so far, but that's the first one. It's a bit iffy. Here they go, left for the scrum. Hudson takes on Graham on the outside, and Graham does well. 6 tackles on Halifax's line. What have Halifax got in defence? As Flynn put down by 3 fast defenders. Calcott, O'Brien and Halafihi. Here's Stevens, sets back on the inside. Will get put down right underneath those posts by 3 Halifax defenders. Day, Halafihi and O'Brien. Short ball to Cooper. There's Cooper going over the line. He has. And Batley scored the all-important first try this second half. The Halifax fans don't like it, but you can't argue. And Batley pulled the score back 16 points to 8 with a kick to come. It's Luke Cooper who's really put himself about all game. Simple as you like. Jonah Parsons, short ball from dummy half, and Cooper was just too strong. Low centre of gravity to get over the line. And you would think just the left hand side of the post that Ben Reynolds will turn this 40-6. And it's game well and truly back on here. And it's through their own making. This Halifax just conceding 6 again, not diving on the ball. And Batley have taken full advantage. And Ben Reynolds from just the side of the post will convert Luke Cooper's try. After 12 minutes of this second half, Batley have pulled it back. It's now Halifax 16, Batley Bulldogs 10. And Miles Lawford will get us back underway. Hanging kick left hand side, collected by Burton. Hands it on to Matviev. Slow play the ball. As Walshaw carries it on. Put down by O'Brien. And Halafihi has spread it wide early through White. Onto Flynn, great tackle there. Brad Day, Charlie Graham and Miles Lawford pushing Flynn back. Not often that happens, but it's another penalty. As Tara Jones maintaining, not messing around with the ruck. Halifax fans don't like it, but she's been consistent. As Ben White boots the ball into Halifax territory. And White hands on to Stevens, hits and spins again. They try to put him down, but they can't. Day and Calcott with a tackle. Parsons finds White, shows it to Cooper, hands on to Woods. Woods finds Walshaw. Walshaw, big contact there by Owen McCarron. Batley 35 metres away from the Halifax line. Here's Woods, drops off Cooper, and Cooper will meet McCarran and Halifax and Forster. Tried to kid the referee, was really kidding as a kick comes in from Woods. Zenon collects. Great fullback play by Tanguy Zenon. Still going Zenon, bumps off one tackle. And Halifax, for the first time in a long time, have possession of the ball. Here's Ben Tibbs. Rise the tackle of Parsons and Stevens well. Here's Carter, great yards there from Darius Carter. After contact two relieving runs from the Halifax wingers there. Lawford finds Calcott, and Calcott will charge up the middle. Batley putting numbers in the ruck again. Quick play the ball, O'Brien finds Forster, and Forster will take Halifax past halfway. Good yards there. Last one for Fax, 10 metres inside the Batley half. Goes back to Sorich, and Sorich will swing his left boot high. Crooks chasing again onto Reynolds, and Crooks, perfect tackle again from Ben Crooks. Can Halifax keep squeaky clean in defence now? No penalties. Keep Batley down their own end. Here's Oakes, takes on Lawford, bounces off one, but Graham and Carter come in to make the tackle. Here's Hudson, and again, good tackle again from Carter. He's had a good game as Darius Carter, the youngster. White, short ball to Stevens. Stevens hits and spins again in the tackle, but Calcott and Forster are wise to it. Last one for Batley, just shy of halfway. Sorry, I thought it was the last one. I think it was the referee just signalling to get up. This is the last tackle now. Last one, he goes back to Woods, and Woods puts a spiral bomb up. Charlie Graham underneath it. Well taken there by Charlie Graham. He's a real game as Charlie Graham. He's still going, Graham. Great return there from the Halifax winger come centre. Here's Zenon, and another good yards there as Carty. And the Halifax finally get a penalty in the second half. And it's been coming. She's rolled the shoulder charge as Luke Cooper, not for the first time in this game, has put the shoulder charge in. He's finally been caught as Darius Carr gets some running repairs. As Lawford has missed touch. Oh, cardinal sin. He tried to get a deep touch finder, but he got it all wrong, and Oakes has collected on the full. How important could that be? Some people complain that some touch finders aren't that long, but it's better than not making touch at all, and that's one of those occasions. As Batley come past halfway. Parsons. Oh, great shot there by Calcott. Brilliant shot there. Last one. White puts it high. Centre field. Zenon waits. No real pressure on him, and he'll collect. He gets put down 15 metres away from his own line. Here's Carter. Okay to carry on. It's a great run there from Darius Carter. Messing around to play the ball again. The Halifax crowd not liking it. They want a penalty. As Tibbs gets put down 10 shy of halfway. O'Brien goes blind to Crooks, who steps back on the inside. Hits and spins and goes past halfway comfortably. We'll get Fax to the 40 metre line. O'Brien finds Halifax. Throws a dummy Halifax nearly through the gap. Oh, just put down. Last tackle goes back to Lawford. Lawford puts high. Under pressure from Parsons. Reynolds collects really well. Brilliant take at the back there from Ben Reynolds. Here's Burton. Great shot there. Adam O'Brien. Not had a break at Adam O'Brien, and he's still putting the shots in. As Forster makes the tackle on Burton. I think the referee's becoming a bit wise to Batley's kidology at the ruck. Let's play go on as Brad Dane makes tackle on Parsons. White Goes from dummy half. Off going in, and Parsons knocks the ball on cold. That's a big mistake, that. As Kyle Eastman has a quick word with Charlie Graham on the sideline. The Halifax have a scrum just inside the Batley half, centre field. Lawford to feed. O'Brien from the base finds Sorich. Early ball to Crooks, and Crooks tries to go on the outside. Gets scragged down by Walshaw. Here's McCarron. Great tackle down low by Parsons, finished off up top by Walshaw. Halifax getting to the Batley 30. Long ball to Halifax from the ruck. Onto Lawford, finds Sorich. Short ball to Day, and Day, nice angles. Brad Day nearly gets the offload away. Put down by Flynn. 15 metres away from the line. O'Brien comes centre field. Finds Forster. Forster sets back on the inside. 3 Batley men struggle to put him down. Less than 5 metres out. They're going left. Zenon making the late charge going left. There's O'Brien. Oh, the ball goes loose. And Sorich is going to score, is he? No, it goes dead. Surely it's going to be Halifax ball, because Jonah Parsons, a Forster this time, going for the interception. They were stacking out on the left hand side, but O'Brien fancied his face pass from dummy half. Halifax will get the ball back as the pressure mounts here. Scrum down 10 metres from the Batley line underneath the posts. Sorich to feed. They're stacking it right. O'Brien fizzes it to Lawford. Lawford steps back on the inside, then out. Lawford keeps the defence guessing, takes the play of the ball. Zenon at dummy half. Finds O'Brien. Short ball to Calcott. And Calcott, good footwork at the line from Calcott. Still going towards the line. The Batley defence struggling to pull him down. Less than 5 metres out. O'Brien waits. Finds Sorich. Sorich through the gap. And Jesse Sorich! It's been coming for the last 2 or 3 games. But Jesse Sorich, lovely dummy at the line. And enough about it to get over the line. And he's that. The match breaking try with just under 20 minutes to go. Jesse Sorich goes over for his second try, 2026. And Halifax knocking on the door for a few sets. Finally get over after threatening against Doncaster. Jesse Sorich dummies and goes through the gap to give Halifax a 20 points to 10 lead with a kick to come. Can Lawford turn this 4 into 6? Halfway between the left touch line and left hand post. 15 metres back on the right, the correct side for a right footed kicker. Here he comes. Strikes it well. The flags are up. And Lawford kicks his 3rd conversion of the game. Taminti to get Halifax back 12 points in front. Halifax 22, Batley 10.
And the conversion by number 17, sponsored by Zenith Wealth Management, Miles Lawford.
Reynolds with a kick-off. It's going very deep. Well collected by Lawford, hands it on to Calcott off the back fence. Rides a tackle well. Good carry there from Calcott. O'Brien finds Forster. And Forster, Batley try and push him back, but he rides it well, does Ben Forster. O'Brien finds Sorich. Short ball to McCarron, and McCarron takes on Walshaw and gets put down. O'Brien waits. Long ball to Forster. Shows it to Calcott and just trundles up towards the 40. O'Brien, lovely dummy from dummy half, but it's Batley marker there. Wise to it. Last tackle for Halifax. Lawford under no pressure, puts it really high. Not too deep. Ken Graham collects no, but Reynolds gets there. Brad Day makes the tackle. I'd like to have seen Charlie Graham compete for that ball really, but don't need to risk it. As play continues, Forster and Calcott with a tackle on Burton. On Hudson, sorry, here's Burton this time. Forster and Halifax up top, Calcott down low. As Leake finds Oakes, and Oakes gets Batley past halfway despite the attentions of Brad Day and Charlie Graham. Scrappy play the ball though. Here's White, sets back on the inside. And they finally get to him, the ex-Halifax man. Halifax he was alongside Day. Last tackle for Batley. Woods puts it high. Zenon waits underneath. Collects comfortably enough. Decent tackle coming in from Flynn. But Zenon did his job. Here's Carter. Another strong run from Darius Carter as Tom Inman waits to come onto the field to replace Ben Forster. Good run there from Zenon, and Ben Forster getting a really good reception. Another brilliant stint off the bench, Ben Forster. Tibbs plays the ball. O'Brien to Graham. Graham, great tackle down low by Niall Flynn. Last tackle for Halifax to go blind. Lawford puts it high again towards centre field. No real pressure on the Batley man. Oh, and Burton just about collects. It's a decent chase from Storich and Halifax. Here's Butterworth. Nowhere to go because McCarron and Calcott are there waiting for him. Slow play the ball too. Here's Hudson. Big shot coming in there from Halifax and Inman. Here's Kirk back on the field. Short ball to Matiev. And Matiev brings Batley into Halifax territory. Here's Woods. Takes to the line. Now they're back to White. Short ball to Flynn. Great tackle there by Brad Day up top from Charlie Graham too. Last one for Batley. As Flynn's come on second best on that. That tackle was a great hit there from Brad Day. As Flynn's got up, gripping his neck. I don't think there was anything in it. It was just a big hit from Brad Day, and then Graham finished the tackle off. But it gives Halifax water boys to get some water into the lads. And eventually they're going to play the ball. I think it's the last tackle for Batley here as well. It is, last one. And they'll go back behind the 40 for Woods, and Woods will put another Cyril ball on Graham. Chance it down, and Charlie Graham is going to run away to score! And that is exactly what he deserves! What a try! What a game from Charlie Graham! What a dive over the line! And with 14 minutes to go, is that the try that wins Halifax this game? Charlie Graham, who's had a brilliant game in defence, charged down the kicker Josh Woods. He bounced up perfectly for him and had enough pace to get round the Batley defence to swan dive over the line. What a try! Second try of 2026 for Charlie Graham, and is that the match clinching try? $26 points to 10 with the kick to come from Miles Lawford underneath the post. Is that given Batley just too much to do? They won't go away, they're that kind of team. But is that the match winner from potentially the man of the match from Charlie Graham. He's had an outstanding game. There's certainly plenty of candidates for man of the match today, but Charlie Graham, the work he's doing in defence and running the ball out of backfield, he certainly would cap the day off with that, as Miles Lawford converts from bang in front. He's 4 from 5 today, and Halifax 18 points to the good, 28 points to 10 with just under 13 minutes to go.
And with the extra sponsored by Zenith Wealth Management, number 17, Miles Lawford.
Batley going for a short kick-off from Reynolds. There's nowhere real to take it. Then batted back and Oakes has collected. Nice play from Batley. A bit of poor play from Halifax, not putting a man there. And like I say, Batley will not go away. Halifax have just got to maintain the concentration now, maintain the work at defence as Matthew attracts 3. Halifax defenders are putting down. Inman. With Halifax, another man of that's contender for mine, Adam O'Brien. He's been outstanding, worked his blood to water as Batley work it right. Walshaw gets put down 5 metres from the line. Here's Woods, runs across the line, finds White, who manages to keep hold of him. Reynolds, the ball goes forward, and Zenon picks up on the touchline, looking to counter-attack. He's a typical Frenchman looking for any chance to display his Gallic flair. Tanguy Zenon. And the errors pile up, and Halifax will get the scrum 10 metres out from their own line underneath the sticks. Lawford feeds. Inman finds Crooks. And Crooks, very rare sight. I've seen Ben Crooks being pushed back so easily, but he gets a quick play the ball in. Here's McCarron. Nice run there from McCarron. Lovely angle there from McCarron. Gets Halifax out of relative danger. Here's Tibbs, who's run hard all game as well. Halifax takes it up, gets put down just shy of the 40, goes back to Lawford. Lawford kicking early in the tackle count, looking for a 40-20. Has he gone out in the full? It has. Oh, just. That's unlucky, that. I don't mind seeing that. Pushing it. Early kick. Early kick, looking for the 40-20. You don't risk it. Sort of thing you can do with the 18 points up anyway. Here's Cooper. Put down by 3 fast defenders. Brad Day, Calcott and Halifax. Leak finds Kirk, and Kirk, rare occurrence, he's taking the ball in, not got the offload away. Put down by McCarron. Woods chops it off for Atkinson. Atkinson gets brought down once again by McCarron, and this time by Halifax. Here's Woods once more. Out of the back to White. Short ball to Flynn. Great tackle again coming in from Brad Day. Adam O'Brien and that man Charlie Graham again. White at dummy half. Finds Reynolds. On to Stevens. Stevens gets brought down. Last one for Batley. Right underneath those Halifax posts. They're going to go left with White. White finds Reynolds. Reynolds grubbers it through, looking for the chasers, and Zenon's there to kick the ball dead. He's had a brilliant game as well, Tanguy Zenon at the back. It's kept Nofaluma out the side today. Will they continue to keep Nofaluma out the side? It's going up to 8 minutes to go. And time is really against Batley here as Adam O'Brien makes his way off the field. What an effort. 72 minutes. Non-stop for Adam O'Brien. God knows how many tackles he's made. Brilliant game from the vice captain. As Kirk, oh, what a shot that is from McCarron. You shouldn't be surprised at this stage. Owen McCarron putting in big hits. Here's Cooper. Takes 3 fast men to put him down. Fairbank downstairs, who's come on for O'Brien. As Flynn. Sorry, White it was. He's brought down by Halifax and Inman. They go blind again. Leak jumps out from dummy half. Important tackle coming in from Halifax up top. Inman down low. Less than 5 out. Batley Bulldogs. Leak finds White. Runs across field. Finds Woods. Woods shakes through to the end goal. And Zed and all the balls bouncing all over the place. No one can get to it. And Walshaw is going to put the ball down, but there's about 17 knock-ons there. It's just a matter of which one was first. And it's Halifax who are going to get the 20-metre tap. 7 tackle set. Crooks won't be allowed to take it quickly. Not for the first time. He's going to get annoyed by Tyra Jones' insistence of making sure everything's all structured. Instead it's Carter to make the run from the tap. Really good game he's had today, Darius Carter. Here's Tibbs, the other winger. Great run there, great yards after contact. Halifax. Oh, it's a knock-on from Jacob Fairbank. Unusual mistake. It might not matter in the context of the game, but these are the areas where Kyle Eastman will want Halifax to maintain the concentration, maintain the composure and not come up with any errors. Batley have the scrum, 10 metres inside Halifax start centre field, they work it left. Oh, shot there from Darius Carter. Brilliant shot there. Came off his wing and did not miss Jack Hudson there. Reynolds at dummy half finds White. Hands it on to Atkinson. White finds Woods. Brings on Walshaw on the angle. Halifax get there in numbers to stop Lucas Walshaw. Calcott, Fairbank and Inman. Leak. Finds Kirk. On to White. Third on to Flynn. Graham makes tackle onside Carter. Hudson there, and Carter working overtime in defence. Hail Mary offload. And Batley going to get another set of 6 here. Calls to the sideline for a knock on, but the ball went backwards first and rolled forwards. And anyway, Miles Lawford knocked it on in any case, so it's the right decision, and Batley have one more chance to get some points on the board. White from the scrum finds Reynolds. Reynolds throws a dummy. Oh, it's Charlie Graham. Get him on top of the pops. He's full of hits today, Charlie Graham. Oh, there's another one. Jacob Fairbank. It's the hit parade, top of the pops. He concedes the penalty. I think she's been killed there as Tyra Jones. Here's Cooper. As Fairbank shoots out the line again. Leak goes right to Woods. Woods at the back. To Reynolds. Reynolds kicks through and Zenon collects. Zenon's been exemplary at full-back today. He's been brilliant. Oh, what's going on here? Tyra Jones has ruled an incorrect play of the ball. If there's one thing, she's been consistent. She's really focused on the play of the ball. She's not endeared herself to the home crowd by any stretch of the imagination. but she's done the same for both sides. Here's Woods, and finds Cooper, and the ball comes loose. Surely that's the knock corner, it is. And look at the celebrations with Jacob Fairbank and Tom Inman. You'd have thought they'd scored the match-winning try. They celebrated like that. And Halifax will win the game. And Tanguy Zenon's got man of the match. He's had a brilliant game. I'd have given it Charlie Graham myself. Tanguy Zenon to come in for David Nofaluma and have a game like that is brilliant. But Charlie Graham has had an outstanding game alongside Adam O'Brien for mine, as Crooks gets the ball from the scrum and gets put down on his own 20-metre line. Here's McCarran. Brought down, slow play the ball. Halifax Dumia finds Calcott, further on to Lawford, brings on Brad Day on the angle. Gets put down on the 40. Quick play the ball, Halifax jumps out, finds Calcott, who'll take Halifax past halfway. Great yards from Will Calcott. Can Halifax finish with a try? Halifax finds Fairbank, throws a dummy, back on the inside, tries to bump off the Batley defenders, but eventually stick to him and put him down 30 metres away from the line. Halifax finds Lawford, thought about the drop goal, but just puts it high, looking for the chasers. Reynolds collects, but as always this game, a wall of blue and white in front of him. Oakes from dummy half, tries to make yards upfield, but Brad Day and Charlie Graham put him down. Here's Burton. And there's Graham once more alongside Halifax. And Calcott. Leak. Finds Butterworth, and Butterworth plays the ball. Leak finds White, steps out the challenge of Inman, and White makes the half break. No, he's still going, Ben White. Finds Woods. Woods not really a support. Eventually finds Walshaw, and Walshaw gets put down by Halifax and Calcott. Last minute of the game, as Batley chip into danger area. Carter bats it back to Zenon, and Batley are going to finish by forcing a goal line dropout. Halifax's third of the game, and Halifax are going to eke out as much time as possible for this goal line dropout. And Tanguy Zenon, the man of the match, with another deep dropout. Burton collects, juggles once more. Will take to centre field, gets put down by Inman, Halifax and Fairbank. Here's the last tackle of the game. White out the back to Reynolds. Pedestrian ball to Hudson. Hudson chips behind, and Tanguy Zenon's there to kick the ball into touch. And Halifax, first home game of 2026 in the Betfred Championship, get the first win of 2026 in the Betfred Championship. After coming from 4-0 behind, Halifax then scored 5 tries, 5 different try scorers, for a 28 points to 10 victory against Batley Bulldogs. Ben Tibbs, man of the match Tanguy Zenon, Ben Crooks, Jesse Sorich and Charlie Graham going over for Halifax. 4 conversions from Miles Lawford, and Joe Burton and Luke Cooper requiring for Batley. But it's a win for Halifax after disappointment with the first round game against Doncaster. It's back to winning ways for Halifax in the Betfred Championship. The final score here at the Shay Stadium: Halifax Panthers 28, Batley Bulldogs 10.